No man wants a single mom, she cried. Billionaire's son knelt down. I want your chaos, your kids, your everything. 35-year-old Lauren Mitchell stood in her Atlanta apartment, staring at the divorce papers that had been finalized 6 months ago. Her ex-husband Daniel had remarried 3 weeks after their divorce was final, to his 24-year-old assistant. The affair that ended their 10-year marriage was now a fairy tale wedding plastered across social media. Meanwhile, Lauren was here, alone, damaged goods in a society that still whispered about divorced women like they carried contagious failure. You coming tonight? Her sister Emma's voice came through the phone. The book club girls want to see you. I don't think so. I'm tired. You're always tired. Lauren, it's been 6 months. You need to rejoin life. Life doesn't want divorced 35-year-olds. I've tried dating apps. Every profile says no baggage. That's code for no divorced women. That's not true. It is true. I'm used merchandise, Em. Returned goods. No one wants a woman like me. After hanging up, Lauren looked at her reflection. She'd lost weight from stress, not health. Her hair needed styling. Her eyes looked older than 35. 10 years of marriage to a man who'd been cheating for 3 had left visible marks. Her dating app was still open on her phone. She'd created a profile 2 months ago at Emma's insistence. The matches were depressing. Men looking for younger women, men who immediately asked about her situation, men who ghosted when she mentioned being divorced. One message stood out, though she hadn't responded yet. Divorce doesn't define you. It's just something that happened, not who you are. Would love to grab coffee if you're interested. Julian. She'd dismissed it initially. Another man with a line, probably. But something about the message felt different. Less performative, more genuine. Lauren worked from home as a freelance graphic designer, a job that let her hide from the world. No office politics, no awkward questions about why she wasn't wearing a wedding ring anymore. Just her computer, and client deadlines that didn't care about her personal failures. Her mother called that evening. Emma told me you're not going to book club. Lauren, you can't hide forever. I'm not hiding. I'm healing. You're isolating. There's a difference. Her mother's voice softened. Sweetheart, Daniel's remarriage doesn't mean you're unlovable. It means he was an unfaithful man who made terrible choices. Tell that to every man who sees divorced on my profile and swipes left. The right man won't care about that. The right man doesn't exist, Mom. I had my chance. I chose wrong. Now I pay the price. After the call, Lauren opened Julian's message again. His profile showed a black man, maybe late 30s, smiling genuinely in his photos. No gym selfies, no fish pictures, just a teacher at a local elementary school who liked reading, cooking, and honest conversations about real life. His bio said, divorced dad of one. Learning that endings can be beginnings if we're brave enough. Divorced. He understood. That changed things. Lauren typed, coffee sounds nice. When works for you? She hit send before she could overthink it, then immediately regretted it. What was she doing? She wasn't ready. She was broken, damaged, unworthy of... Her phone buzzed. Julian. Tomorrow? 10 a.m. at Brash Coffee on Ponce? And Lauren? You're braver than you think. The last line made her cry. When was the last time someone had called her brave instead of broken? CTA. Hello, the Shade of Love family. So happy you're here. Before we jump into the next part of the story, tell us, where are you watching from? Drop your country and state in the comments. Also, how's the story been so far? We love reading your thoughts. Yes, every single comment. And it really keeps us motivated. Let's aim for 50 comments on this video. Think we can hit it? Your support means the world, so don't forget to comment, share, and keep the energy flowing. Lauren almost canceled 3 times before meeting Julian. She changed outfits 4 times, settling on casual jeans and a sweater that didn't scream, trying too hard, or gave up entirely. Brash Coffee was busy with Saturday morning crowds. Julian was already there, easy to spot from his profile photos. He stood when he saw her, smiling warmly. Lauren? I'm Julian. Thank you for being brave enough to show up. Brave feels like an overstatement. Desperate might be more accurate. Honest, I like that. Julian gestured to a table. I already ordered tea. Wasn't sure what you'd want. They sat, and the first 10 minutes were predictably awkward. Small talk about weather, traffic, Atlanta's growth. Then Julian said something that shifted everything. So, divorced. How long? 6 months finalized. Separated for a year before that. You? 3 years. Married 8, divorced 3. My daughter's 7. Julian stirred his tea. My ex-wife had an affair with her personal trainer. Cliché, right? My ex married his assistant 3 weeks after our divorce was final. Also cliché. They laughed, bitter, knowing laughter from people who'd lived through similar pain. Can I be honest about something? Julian asked. When I saw your profile, I almost didn't message. Not because you're not attractive, you are, but because I saw the same look in your eyes that I had 3 years ago. Like you're convinced you're damaged beyond repair. How do you know I'm not? Because damaged people don't heal. Wounded people do. There's a difference. Julian leaned forward. Divorce is a wound, not a character flaw. The question is whether we're letting it heal or picking at it until it scars permanently. Lauren felt tears threaten. Everyone acts like divorce is my fault, like I failed at marriage. My mother asks what I did wrong. My friends stopped inviting me to couples events. Even dating apps treat divorced women like we're expired products. That's society's garbage, not truth. You didn't fail at marriage. Your marriage failed. Those aren't the same thing. They talked for 2 hours. Julian told her about his daughter, Zoe, who split time between his place and her mother's. About being an elementary school teacher who loved watching kids discover reading. About learning to be a single parent while rebuilding his identity beyond married. Lauren talked about her graphic design work, how she'd thrown herself into it after the separation. About the loneliness of being 35 and starting over. About feeling like all her value had been tied to being someone's wife. You know what I've learned? Julian said as they prepared to leave. We spend so much energy trying to be what we think people want. Perfect wife, perfect husband, perfect life. And we forget that perfection is performance. Real connection happens when we stop performing. I don't know how to stop performing. I've been doing it so long. Then maybe we practice together. 2 divorced people being messy and real and figuring out that they're worth more than their worst relationship. Walking to their cars, Julian asked, "Can I see you again?" Not as a date, necessarily. Just as 2 people who understand what it's like to rebuild. I'd like that. Though I should warn you, I'm a mess, emotionally unavailable, probably not ready for anything real. Perfect. I'm terrified of commitment, overthink everything, and have trust issues. We'll be a disaster together. Lauren laughed, genuinely laughed, for the first time in months. Their second meeting was at a bookstore. Julian wanted to show her his favorite place, a small independent shop in Little 5 Points, where he bought books for his classroom. I spend half my paycheck here, Julian admitted, browsing the children's section. But watching kids discover stories they love, worth every penny. Lauren watched him select books with care. Diverse authors, varied themes, stories about families that looked different from the nuclear ideal. He explained his choices thoughtfully. This one's about a kid with 2 homes after divorce. This one's about a girl whose mom is deployed military. Kids need to see their lives reflected in books, not just idealized versions of life. You're really passionate about this. Because I had a teacher who saw me. Made me feel like my story mattered even though I grew up poor in South Atlanta. Raised by my grandmother after my mom left. Julian's voice was matter-of-fact, not self-pitying. If I can be that teacher for even 1 kid, it's worth it. They grabbed lunch after at a food truck park. Lauren found herself relaxing, talking about her design work with enthusiasm she'd lost during her marriage. Daniel always called it a hobby. Said real careers had offices and benefits. She stopped, embarrassed. Sorry, I keep bringing him up. Don't apologize, he's part of your story. My ex is part of mine. We don't have to pretend they didn't exist. Julian ate his taco thoughtfully. But we also don't have to let them define our future. Easier said than done. Everything worth doing is. As they were leaving, Lauren's phone rang. Emma. She answered on speaker without thinking. Please tell me you're not home alone again, Emma said immediately. I'm actually out. With Julian. Julian? Who's Julian? Wait, is this a date? Lauren, you're dating? It's not a date. It's kind of a date, Julian said loudly enough for Emma to hear. Second one, actually. Lauren could hear Emma's excitement through the phone. After hanging up, she looked at Julian. Sorry, my sister's very invested in my love life, or lack thereof. Nothing to apologize for. Having people who care about you is good. Julian walked her to her car. Can I be honest about something? You keep asking that? Just be honest. I like you. Not in a let's rush into something way, but in a I enjoy spending time with you and want to keep doing it way. Is that okay? Can we just see where this goes without pressure or expectations? Lauren felt her walls going up automatically. I don't know if I can do this. The dating thing, the vulnerability, the risk of being hurt again. Then don't think of it as dating. Think of it as two people who've been hurt learning to trust again. No pressure, no expectations, just honesty. What if I disappoint you? Lauren, you're a divorced woman, trying to rebuild your life while dealing with society's judgment and your own fears. You show up anyway. That's not disappointing. That's courageous. Or desperate. Courage and desperation look the same sometimes. The difference is whether you're running from something or toward something. Julian opened her car door. I think you're running toward something, even if you don't see it yet. Driving home, Lauren felt something unfamiliar. Hope. Small, fragile, terrifying hope that maybe she wasn't as broken as she believed. That maybe being divorced at 35 wasn't the end of her story, but the beginning of a different chapter. Their third meeting was at Julian's suggestion, a community event where he was volunteering. No pressure to join, he'd texted, but if you want to see what I do outside of coffee dates, come by. The event was a back-to-school supply drive in a neighborhood Lauren had never visited. Dozens of families lined up to receive backpacks, notebooks, pencils. Julian was helping distribute supplies, knowing many families by name. Mrs. Johnson, how's Marcus doing? He ready for 4th grade? Thanks to you, Mr. Julian. That reading help over summer made a difference. Lauren watched him work, patient with overwhelmed parents, kind to nervous kids, treating everyone with dignity regardless of their circumstances. It was humbling. A young mother approached with 2 kids. Mr. Julian, thank you. These supplies, I couldn't afford them this year. That's what community's for. We take care of each other. Julian handed the kids their backpacks. You two are going to have a great year. After the event, Lauren helped Julian pack up. You really know all these families? Many of them. I teach in this neighborhood. These are my students, their siblings, their parents. They're not charity cases. They're my community. I didn't mean, I know, but Lauren, I need you to understand something about me. I grew up like these kids. Free lunch at school, donated school supplies, grandmother working 2 jobs to keep us housed. I know what it's like to need help and be treated like you're less than. Julian's voice was firm, but not angry. If we're going to keep seeing each other, you need to know that world isn't abstract to me. It's my life. Lauren felt shame wash through her. I'm sorry. I've been so focused on my own problems, divorce, rejection, feeling worthless, that I haven't thought about real struggle. My parents are comfortable. I went to a good college. Even now, divorced and alone, I have financial security. I'm not trying to make you feel guilty. I'm trying to help you see that your worth isn't tied to being married. These families would kill for your problems, worrying about dating apps instead of feeding their kids. Julian softened. But your pain is real too. We all hurt. The question is whether our hurt makes us more compassionate or more isolated. They sat on a bench outside the community center. Lauren processed what he'd said, not as criticism, but as perspective she needed. I've been wallowing, she admitted, convinced I'm the most wounded person alive because my marriage failed. Meanwhile, people are dealing with actual survival. Your pain matters. Don't minimize it. But yeah, context helps. Divorce sucks. But you're alive, employed, healthy. That's more than many people have. How do you stay so positive after everything you've been through? I'm not positive. I'm purposeful. There's a difference. Julian looked at the community center. After my divorce, I could have been bitter, angry at my ex, angry at life. Instead, I chose to pour myself into teaching, into this community, into my daughter. Purpose heals better than time. Lauren realized something sitting there. She'd been waiting for time to heal her wounds, but Julian was showing her that healing required action, choosing to contribute, to connect, to see beyond her own pain. I want to help, she said suddenly. Next event, I want to volunteer. Actually help, not just observe. Julian smiled. You sure? It's messy, real, not Instagram-worthy. I need messy and real. I've had enough of performed perfection. Then welcome to the team. Fair warning. Once you start seeing people's humanity, you can't unsee it. Good. I've been blind long enough. 2 weeks into regular meetings with Takofum. Julian. Lauren's friends started asking questions. Book club that Thursday felt like an interrogation. So, you're dating a teacher? Her friend Madison said it like Julian's profession was questionable. We're spending time together, getting to know each other. Is it serious? I don't know. It's comfortable, easy, real. Real doesn't pay bills. Another friend, Ashley, meant well, but her privilege showed. Lauren, you need security. Someone established. Teachers don't make much. I'm not looking for someone to support me. I support myself. But long term, you want stability. This Julian, is he divorced too? Yes, with a daughter. The table went quiet. Then Madison spoke carefully. So he's divorced, has a kid, works in education. Lauren, honey, you can do better. You're only 35. You could still find someone without baggage. Lauren felt anger rise. He's not baggage. He's a good man who's been hurt and rebuilt his life with purpose. That's not baggage. That's depth. We're just concerned. After Daniel, you deserve someone who elevates you. Julian does elevate me. He reminds me I'm more than my divorce, more than someone's ex-wife. He sees me. Walking to her car after book club, Lauren called Emma. Am I crazy? My friends think Julian's beneath me because he's a teacher. Are you happy with him? Yes. Happier than I've been in years. Then your friends are idiots. Money doesn't equal worth. Status doesn't equal value. Emma paused. But Lauren, are you sure you're ready for this? He has a daughter. That's complicated. Everything's complicated. At least this complication feels worth it. That weekend, Julian introduced her to Zoe. 7 years old, bright, cautious. They met at a playground, neutral territory, low pressure. Hi, Zoe said shyly. Dad says you're his friend. I am. Is that okay? I guess. Mom has a friend too. They're getting married soon. Julian and Lauren exchanged glances. This was territory neither had anticipated navigating so soon. That must be a lot of changes, Lauren said carefully. It's okay. Mom's happy. Dad's happy. I'm happy when they're happy. Zoe ran off to play, leaving the adults to process. She's adjusting well, Julian said. Better than I expected. Her mom getting remarried stirred things up, but Zoe's resilient. Are you okay with it? Your ex remarrying? Honestly? Yes. I want her to be happy. Our marriage ending wasn't about hate. It was about incompatibility we ignored too long. If she's found someone better suited, good for her. Lauren marveled at his maturity. Daniel's quick remarriage had devastated her, but Julian seemed genuinely at peace. I don't know if I could be that gracious, she admitted. It took time and therapy. Lots of therapy. Julian watched Zoe play, but holding on to anger only hurt me, and it would have hurt her. I want Zoe to see healthy co-parenting, even if her parents aren't together. You're a better person than I am. I'm just further along in healing. You'll get there. Driving home, Lauren's phone buzzed. A text from Daniel. Heard you're dating. Good for you. I hope you find happiness. She stared at the message, waiting for the usual pain, but it didn't come. Instead, she felt nothing. Daniel was her past. Julian was her present. And for the first time, she was okay with that. She texted back, I am happy, thank you. Then she texted Julian, thank you for today. Zoe's wonderful. You're wonderful. I'm scared of how much I'm starting to feel for you. His response, scared is good, means it matters. I'm scared too. Let's be scared together. CTA. Hello, the Shade of Love family. So happy you're here. Before we jump into the next part of the story, tell us, where are you watching from? Drop your country and state in the comments. Also, how's the story been so far? We love reading your thoughts. Yes, every single comment. And it really keeps us motivated. Let's aim for 50 comments on this video. Think we can hit it? Your support means the world, so don't forget to comment, share, and keep the energy flowing. Lauren volunteered at Julian's next community event, a weekend literacy program for struggling readers. She'd expected to observe, but Julian put her to work immediately. Can you help Marcus? He's reading 2 grades below level but refuses to ask for help. Marcus was 9, guarded, clearly embarrassed about needing assistance. Lauren sat beside him, nervous about saying the wrong thing. I'm not good at this, Marcus muttered, staring at the book. That's okay. I'm not good at lots of things. But we try anyway. Lauren opened the book. How about we read together? You do 1 page, I do 1 page. They worked through the chapter slowly. Marcus struggled, but Lauren was patient. More patient than she knew she could be. By the end, Marcus was smiling. That wasn't as bad as I thought, he admitted. Because you're braver than you think. Julian watched from across the room, something soft in his expression. Later, he pulled Lauren aside. You're a natural with kids. I was terrified I'd mess up. You didn't. Marcus hasn't smiled during tutoring sessions all summer. You broke through. After the program, they got coffee. Julian talked about his teaching philosophy, believing every kid could succeed if given proper support and dignity. Marcus's mom works 2 jobs. His dad's not around. He comes to school hungry, tired, already behind. Society wants to label him at risk or struggling. I see a kid who needs someone to believe in him. How do you not get overwhelmed by it all? The systemic problems, the individual struggles? Because I can't fix everything, but I can fix something. I can make sure Marcus reads at grade level, that Zoe sees her dad showing up for community, that kids in my class feel valued. Julian stirred his coffee. It's not about saving everyone. It's about honoring everyone's humanity. They walked through Piedmont Park afterward. Julian talked about his daughter, his grandmother who raised him, his ex-wife with surprising kindness. Do you ever regret your marriage? Lauren asked. Or wish you'd done things differently? I regret the pain. Regret we couldn't make it work. But I don't regret Zoe or the lessons I learned. Julian stopped walking. Here's what divorce taught me. People can be incompatible without being bad people. My ex isn't a villain. I'm not a failure. We were 2 people who wanted different things, and finally admitted it. I wish I could see it that way. I still feel like I failed. Because you're measuring success by staying married, instead of by whether the marriage was healthy. Lauren, your marriage ended. But that doesn't mean you ended. You're still here, still growing, still capable of connection. How do you know? You barely know me. I know you volunteer, even though it scares you. I know you're honest about your struggles instead of performing perfection. I know you're rebuilding yourself brick by brick instead of staying broken. Julian took her hand. I know enough to want to know more. What if I disappoint you? What if I'm not as strong as you think? Then you disappoint me, and we figure it out. Lauren, I'm not looking for perfect. I'm looking for real, and you're the most real person I've met in years. They stood in the park, hands linked, both terrified and hopeful. Lauren felt something shift inside her. Not healing completely, but starting to believe healing was possible. I want to try, she said quietly. Actually try this. With you, even though I'm scared. Scared is where courage starts. Let's be scared and brave together. Lauren's relationship with Julian became public at the worst possible moment. Her company's annual gala where former colleagues and clients gathered. She'd brought Julian as her date, proud to have him beside her. Then she saw Daniel, with his new wife, Amber, both looking perfect and happy. Lauren's stomach dropped. You okay? Julian sensed her tension immediately. That's my ex-husband. I didn't know he'd be here. Do you want to leave? No, I'm not running. But her hands shook. Daniel approached, Amber beside him. Lauren, good to see you. This is my wife, Amber. Congratulations. Lauren kept her voice steady. This is Julian, my boyfriend. The word felt foreign but right. Julian shook Daniel's hand with quiet dignity. Teacher, right? Daniel's tone carried subtle condescension. That's admirable work. It's honest work, helping kids discover learning. Julian's voice was even. What do you do? Corporate law, partner at Mitchell and Ross. The comparison was obvious. Successful lawyer versus elementary school teacher. Lauren felt protective anger rise. Julian's work matters more than corporate law, she said firmly. He shapes lives. You shuffle papers. Daniel looked surprised. Amber looked uncomfortable. Julian squeezed Lauren's hand gently. Appreciation, not needing defense. After Daniel left, Julian pulled Lauren aside. Thank you for defending me, but I don't need defense. I'm proud of what I do. He was being condescending. He was being insecure. Men like that measure worth by salary and status. I measure it differently. Julian smiled. His opinion doesn't touch me. But Lauren's friends had opinions. Madison cornered her by the bar. Lauren, really? You brought the teacher to a professional event? His name is Julian. And yes, I brought my boyfriend. He doesn't fit here. Look around. Everyone's corporate, established, successful. He's in a suit from Target. So what? His suit doesn't determine his worth, but it determines how people see you. You're associating yourself with someone beneath your station. Lauren felt fury. Beneath my station? I'm a divorced graphic designer working from home in yoga pants. I have no station. And Julian has more integrity in his target suit than this entire room in their custom tailoring. You're being defensive because you know I'm right. He's not your equal. You're absolutely right. He's not my equal. He's better than me. He's kinder, more purposeful, more genuine. I'm lucky he tolerates my baggage. After the gala, Lauren and Julian sat in his car, processing. I'm sorry about tonight, Lauren said. My friends, Daniel, all of it. Nothing to apologize for. That's your world. I understand. It's not my world anymore. Or at least it's not the world I want. Lauren turned to face him. Julian, I need you to know. I don't care about money or status or what my friends think. I care about you, about us. Even though I'll never be a corporate lawyer, even though I'll always be just a teacher, you're not just anything. You're the best person I've ever met. Lauren felt tears coming. And I'm tired of pretending that what society values actually matters. You matter. What we're building matters. Julian kissed her. Gentle, affirming, real. I love you. Have for weeks. Was just waiting for the right moment to say it. I love you too, even though it terrifies me. Good. Love should be a little terrifying. Means it's real. Driving home, Lauren's phone buzzed. Emma. Saw Daniel's Instagram. You and Julian look happy. That's all that matters. For once, Lauren agreed. Happiness was all that mattered. And with Julian, despite the judgment and the pressure and the social expectations, she was genuinely happy. 3 months into their relationship, Julian's ex-wife Monique wanted to meet Lauren. She's going to be around Zoe, Monique explained to Julian. I need to know she's safe. They met at a coffee shop. Neutral territory. Monique was beautiful, confident, nothing like Lauren had imagined. I'm not here to be territorial, Monique started. Julian and I are done. But Zoe's welfare matters, so I need to know. Are you serious about him? I am. I love him. Good. Because he's a good man who deserves someone who sees that. His last girlfriend couldn't handle the teacher's salary or the kid situation. Broke his heart. Lauren hadn't known about a previous relationship. He didn't mention that, because he protects people's privacy, even people who hurt him. Monique stirred her coffee. Look, I'm going to be blunt. You're divorced, no kids, from a comfortable background. Julian's divorced, has a daughter, grew up working class. Those differences matter if you're not intentional about addressing them. We've talked about it. Have you? Really? Or have you had surface conversations while avoiding the hard stuff? Monique leaned forward. I loved Julian. Still care about him. But our marriage failed partly because I couldn't handle being married to someone whose calling was teaching instead of earning. I wanted more. Financially, socially, professionally. And I resented him for being content with enough. I'm not you. I hope not. But Lauren, you need to understand. Julian will never be wealthy. He'll never prioritize career over purpose. He'll always put Zoe first. Can you handle that? Later, Lauren told Julian about the conversation. He listened without interrupting, then said, Monique's not wrong. I am those things. The question is whether you can love all of me, not just the parts that fit your expectations. I do love all of you. Even the part that makes $35,000 a year teaching? Even the part that has a kid who'll always come first? Even the part that grew up poor and doesn't understand your world? Yes, all of it. Lauren, I need to tell you something I haven't told anyone. Julian took a breath. After Monique left, I dated someone for 6 months. She was great, smart, kind, beautiful, but she kept making comments about my salary, my apartment, my priorities. She'd say things like, when you get a real job, or maybe you should go into administration for better pay. Eventually, I realized she didn't love me. She loved a version of me she wanted to create. I'm not trying to change you. I know. But I'm damaged, Lauren. I'm terrified you'll wake up one day and realize you settled, that you could do better than a divorced elementary school teacher with a kid and student loans. And I'm terrified you'll realize I'm just a broken divorced woman with trust issues and emotional baggage. We're both scared. But Julian, Lauren took his hand. I'm not settling. You're not a consolation prize. You're the person who showed me what real love looks like. What does it look like? It looks like seeing someone's humanity instead of their resume. It looks like choosing purpose over profit. It looks like you, coaching kids who can't pay you back, volunteering in communities others ignore, loving your daughter with your whole heart. Lauren felt tears coming. It looks like you being exactly who you are, and letting me love you for it. What if my best isn't enough? Your best is more than enough. It's everything. They held each other in his small apartment, both crying, both healing, both brave enough to risk loving again, despite everything that tried to convince them they weren't worthy. The crisis came when Lauren's parents finally met Julian. Dinner at their Buckhead home, elegant, expensive, designed to intimidate. Her father, Robert Mitchell, asked the expected questions. "So, Julian, you teach elementary school. Have you considered moving into administration? Better salary, more prestige? I prefer classroom teaching. That's where I make real impact. But financially, surely you'd want career advancement. I want work that matters. Money follows purpose in my experience." Lauren's mother, Patricia, was more subtle. "And Zoe, she lives with you part-time? Half the week with me, half with her mother. We co-parent cooperatively. That must be challenging, especially when dating. Lauren's used to a certain lifestyle." "Mom," Lauren warned. But Patricia continued. "I'm just saying, Lauren's had stability, financial security. As her parents, we want to ensure she's making wise choices." "Mom, enough," Lauren stood. "Julian is the wisest choice I've ever made. And if you can't see that, that's your limitation, not his." "Lauren, we're just concerned. You're concerned I'm dating someone who's not wealthy, someone who's black, someone who works in education instead of corporate law. Let's be honest about what this really is." The table went silent. Robert cleared his throat. "That's unfair. We're not prejudiced. Then why are you questioning his worth based on salary and profession? Why are you implying I'm making a mistake?" Lauren felt years of frustration boiling over. "You loved Daniel. Lawyer, right family, right income. He cheated on me for 3 years. But Julian, who's kind and purposeful and honest, isn't good enough because he teaches kids. Sweetheart, we want you to be taken care of. I take care of myself. I don't need Julian to provide for me. I need him to love me, which he does, without judgment, without trying to fix me, without making me feel like I'm damaged goods." Lauren grabbed her purse. "Julian, let's go." In the car, she apologized. "I'm so sorry. My parents are protecting you. I understand. From their perspective, I'm a risk." Julian drove calmly. "Lauren, this is reality. We're going to face this constantly. People judging our relationship based on race, class, status. If we're going to make this work, we need to decide now, is what we have worth fighting for? It is. Absolutely. Even when your family disapproves? Even when your friends make comments? Even when society sees us and questions what we're doing? Yes. I'm tired of living for other people's approval. I want to live for what's real, for us." Julian pulled over, turned to face her. "I need to say something I've been afraid to say. I want to build a life with you. Not just date, not just see where it goes. Actually build something permanent. Marriage, family, all of it. But that means you marrying a teacher who'll never be wealthy, who has a daughter you'd become stepmom to, who comes from a world nothing like yours. Are you proposing?" "Not yet. I'm asking if you'd say yes when I do. Because I don't want to propose if you're going to eventually resent what our life looks like." Lauren thought about her parents' perfect house, her friends' perfect husbands, Daniel's perfect new life. Then she thought about Julian reading to kids, volunteering in his community, loving his daughter with his whole heart. "I would say yes, without hesitation. Your life is better than anything I've known. More authentic, more meaningful. I don't want perfect anymore. I want real. And you're the most real person I've ever met. Even though real means a small house, a tight budget, and a ready-made family. Especially because of that. I'm done with performance, done with pretending, done with caring what society thinks is valuable." Lauren took his hand. "I want you. All of you. The teacher salary, the daughter, the community commitments, the secondhand furniture. Because with you, I'm more myself than I've ever been." "You're sure?" "Completely. Are you sure about me? The divorced woman with trust issues and judgmental family and a past she's still healing from? I'm sure about the woman who shows up for kids even though she's scared, who volunteers in communities she doesn't know, who stands up to her parents for what she believes in. That woman is extraordinary." They held each other in the parked car, both crying, both certain, both choosing love over comfort. 6 months after meeting, Julian proposed. Not at a fancy restaurant or elaborate setup. At the community center after a literacy event, with Zoe's approval and a ring he'd saved for months to buy. "I know this ring isn't huge, and I know I can't give you the life your ex-husband did financially, but I can give you honesty, partnership, and love that doesn't depend on you being perfect." Julian knelt. "Will you marry me?" Yes, absolutely, yes. Zoe ran over, excited. Does this mean Lauren's going to be my stepmom? If that's okay with you, Lauren said. It's okay. You're nice. And you help kids read. That's cool. Planning the wedding revealed more differences. Lauren's parents wanted something elaborate. Julian wanted something meaningful. We could do it at the community center, Julian suggested. Have the kids we work with be part of it. Make it about bringing our communities together. My mother will have a heart attack. Then we compromise. Small wedding, nice venue, but we donate what we'd spend on excess to the literacy program. Make it about more than us. Lauren loved the idea. Her parents hated it. A donation instead of a proper reception? Lauren, that's unconventional. Everything about us is unconventional. I'm a divorced woman, marrying a black elementary school teacher with a daughter. We might as well own it. The wedding planning process forced Lauren to choose repeatedly between her old life and her new one. Friends dropped off the planning committee. Some family members made excuses not to attend. Madison sent a card declining the invitation with a note. I just can't support this. I think you're making a mistake. Emma, however, was fully supportive. I'm so proud of you. Julian's amazing. And you're brave for choosing love over approval. I don't feel brave. I feel terrified. That's what bravery is. Being terrified and doing it anyway. 2 weeks before the wedding, Daniel reached out. I heard you're getting remarried. I wanted to say I'm happy for you. I know our divorce was hard. I handled it poorly. But you deserve happiness. Lauren didn't know what to feel. Anger? Gratitude? Indifference? She settled on honesty. Thank you. I hope you're happy too. Really? I am. Amber and I are expecting. I'm going to be a father. Once, that news would have destroyed Lauren. Now she felt only mild surprise. Congratulations. Fatherhood will be good for you. After hanging up, she told Julian about the call. He listened thoughtfully. How do you feel? Nothing. That's the weirdest part. I thought I'd feel something, pain, jealousy, regret. But I just feel free. Like Daniel's my past, and I'm okay with that. Because you've healed. Not completely. Healing's never complete, but enough to move forward. Because of you. You showed me what real love looks like. No, you did that yourself. I just reminded you that you're worthy of it. The wedding was small. 50 people at a garden venue. Zoe was flower girl. Emma was maid of honor. Julian's grandmother gave a blessing that made everyone cry. When Lauren walked down the aisle, she saw Julian's face, full of love, pride, certainty. No doubts, no judgments, just pure acceptance. Her vows were simple. You saw me when I thought I was invisible. You valued me when I thought I was worthless. You loved me when I thought I was unlovable. I promise to see you, value you, and love you the same way, not perfectly, but honestly, for the rest of our lives. Julian's vows. You taught me that endings can be beginnings, that divorce isn't failure, that wounded people can heal and love again. I promise to keep showing you your worth, keep choosing you every day, keep building a life with you that honors both our pasts and our future. When they kissed, the small crowd erupted. Not a perfect fairy tale wedding, just two people who'd been broken choosing to rebuild together. CTA. Hello, the Shade of Love family. So happy you're here. Before we jump into the next part of the story, tell us, where are you watching from? Drop your country and state in the comments. Also, how's the story been so far? We love reading your thoughts. Yes, every single comment. And it really keeps us motivated. Let's aim for 50 comments on this video. Think we can hit it? Your support means the world, so don't forget to comment, share, and keep the energy flowing. 6 months into marriage, Lauren started a blog. The second time around, Finding Real Love After Divorce. She wrote honestly about her journey. The shame, the healing, the judgment, the joy. Her first viral post was titled, Why I Married a Teacher When Society Expected More. My ex-husband was a corporate lawyer, 6 figures, prestige, status. He was successful by every societal measure. He was also unfaithful, dismissive, and treated our marriage like a business arrangement. My current husband is an elementary school teacher. He makes $35,000 a year. He has a daughter from his previous marriage. He'll never be wealthy, and he's the best choice I've ever made, because I learned something through divorce. Worth isn't measured by salary. Character isn't determined by status. Love isn't about what someone can provide financially. It's about who they are authentically. The post exploded. Comments poured in. Some supportive, many critical. Gold digger in reverse. Setting feminism back. What about financial stability? But also, thank you for saying this. I needed to read this. You're brave for choosing love over expectations. Lauren's speaking requests increased. She talked at women's groups, divorce recovery programs, community centers about choosing authentic connection over societal approval. At one event, a woman asked, "Don't you worry about money, about your future?" I worry less now than I did married to a lawyer, because my current husband and I are partners. We build our life together instead of him controlling it. Financial security means nothing if you're emotionally bankrupt. Her parents slowly came around. Her mother attended one of her speaking events, then approached afterward with tears in her eyes. "I'm sorry for judging Julian, for implying you were settling. Watching you speak today, seeing how happy you are, I was wrong. You were protecting me, I understand. But I was measuring worth by the wrong things. Julian is a good man. And you're glowing in a way you never did with Daniel." Her father took longer but eventually admitted, "I wanted you to have financial security, but I see now that's not what happiness looks like. Your husband is a good man, better than I gave him credit for." Lauren's blog grew into a podcast, then a book deal. "No One Wants a Divorced Woman: How I Found Real Love After Society Wrote Me Off" became a bestseller. At her book launch, Julian stood beside her, proud but unchanged by her success. "How does it feel to be married to a best-selling author?" a reporter asked him. "The same as being married to a graphic designer. Lauren's the same person, just more people get to hear her story now. I'm proud of her. But I was proud before the book, too." That night, after the event, they lay in bed, in their modest house. "Are you okay with all this attention?" Lauren asked. "The book mentions you extensively. I'm okay with it because you tell the truth. You don't paint me as a hero or yourself as a victim. You just tell our story honestly. Our story. I like that. It is our story now. Not yours or mine. Ours. Two divorced people who learned that endings can become beautiful beginnings if we're brave enough to try again." Lauren thought about where she'd been a year ago. Broken, isolated, convinced no one wanted a divorced woman. Now she was here, married, purposeful, using her story to help others. "Thank you," she said quietly. "For what?" "For whispering, I want the real you when everyone else wanted me to perform perfection. The real you is the only you worth knowing." 2 years into marriage, Lauren stood in the community center gymnasium, watching Julian coach a youth basketball team. Zoe, now 9, played on the girls' team in the next gym over. Their life was full, messy, loud, imperfect, and exactly what Lauren had needed. Her book's success had brought financial comfort. They'd moved to a slightly bigger house, established college funds for Zoe, donated to causes they cared about, but the core of their life remained unchanged. Julian still taught, Lauren still wrote, they still volunteered together. "How's the sequel coming?" Emma asked. She'd become close with Julian, often joining their family for dinners. "Good. It's about rebuilding after loss. Not just divorce, any loss. How we construct new identities when our old ones crumble. Autobiographical? Completely. I'm writing about how I thought divorce defined me as defective, how society reinforces that narrative, how Julian showed me I was just wounded, not broken. After the game, their blended family. Julian, Zoe, Lauren, and occasionally Monique and her husband grabbed pizza. It was chaotic, imperfect, beautiful. "Lauren, can I ask you something?" Zoe said between bites. "In your book, you talk about feeling unwanted. Do you still feel that way?" "Never. Your dad made me feel wanted exactly as I am. That's the greatest gift anyone's given me." Monique, who'd become a surprising friend, added, "That's what Julian does. He sees people's humanity before anything else. It's why he's such a good teacher and partner." Driving home that night, Lauren reflected on how far she'd come. 2 years ago, she'd been convinced she was damaged goods. Now she was a published author, a stepmother, a wife in a marriage built on honesty rather than performance. "Do you ever miss your old life?" Julian asked. "The financial ease, the status, the simplicity of being single?" "No. That life was comfortable but empty. This life is challenging but full." Lauren took his hand. "Besides, I have everything I need. Purpose, love, family. The rest is just details." Even when money's tight? When Zoe's difficult? When my mom needs help and we're stretched thin? Especially then, because we handle it together. We're partners. That night, lying in bed in their modest home, Lauren thought about the woman she'd been. Ashamed, isolated, convinced divorce made her unworthy of love. That woman felt like a stranger now. Julian had whispered, "I want the real you," when everyone else expected performance. And in giving her permission to be authentic, messy, wounded, imperfect, he'd given her the greatest gift, herself. Her phone buzzed. A message from a reader. "Your book saved me. I'm recently divorced, thought I was worthless. Reading your story gave me hope. Thank you." Lauren showed Julian. He smiled. "That's why you write. To remind people they're not alone in the hard parts. You taught me that. You teach me that every day. We teach each other. That's what partnership is." Lauren thought about the title of her book. No one wants a divorced woman. She'd proven it wrong. Not by finding someone who wanted her despite divorce, but by finding someone who valued her because of everything she'd survived and become. Julian hadn't rescued her. He'd reminded her she was worth rescuing herself. And together, they'd built something neither could have built alone. A life rooted in honesty, purpose, and the radical choice to keep loving even after being broken. She'd been wrong about being unwanted. She just needed to find someone who wanted the real her. Wounds, history, imperfections, and all. And in Julian, she'd found exactly that. More importantly, she'd found herself. The real Lauren. Not Daniel's ex-wife, not society's damaged goods, just Lauren. Whole, worthy, and exactly where she belonged.